With dividing integers, here are the rules at the top. And if you notice something, if it's the same signs, positive and positive, or negative and negative, both of the answers are positive. And if they're different signs, one is positive, one is negative, or the other way around, then the answer is going to be negative. And you should notice that that's the exact same thing as what we learned before with our multiplying integer rules. So that makes it really easy for our dividing integers because it's going to be the exact same rules. So first of all, some easy problems, and the way you work through these is I always start off with whether it's positive or negative. So we have a negative divided by a positive. Well, a negative divided by a positive, there's different signs, so it's going to be negative. And 18 divided by 14 isn't something most people just know off the top of their heads. I give you all a multiplication chart in class, remember, and we talked about how you can use this to do your division, even though it's a multiplication chart. And so the way you want to do this is whatever your second number is, go across and find it across the top. So here we have 14. Then if you go down to 84, really we're working backwards to know 14 times what number gives us 84. Well, if we run across, then we find that it is 6. So 6 times 14 gives us 84. So then the other way around, 84 divided by 14 would be 6. So it would be a negative 6 for your answer. The next one, 42, and the way you would write this is 42 divided by negative 6. When you have the fraction bar, it means division, and you always do the top divided by the bottom. And here again, now we have two different signs. This time it's positive first, then a negative, but as long as there's two different signs, it's still negative. And again, if we would want to use this, we go to our 6, we'd go down to 42, and we'd follow it all the way over, so 7. So the answer would be negative 7. The one thing we talked about in class was that when you're looking at fractions like that, it doesn't matter where the negative is. It could have also been written like this, and it'd be the same answer, because here we just have a negative divided by a positive, which is negative. Or it could be written with the negative out front. Fractions can be written either way, or any of these three ways there. Okay? Next one, since division is pretty easy, we get into some more difficult problems where you have two different operations, like here, when there's two numbers right next to each other, or two variables next to each other, we're multiplying, so multiplication and division. This one has subtraction and then division. And when you go through, you need to rewrite this. So x is negative 2, then y is 6, then divide by z, negative 4. And if you know your order of operations, you know multiplication and division, you read left to right. So negative 2 times 6, well, negative times a positive, same rules as up here, two different signs, so it's negative. 2 times 6 is 12. Then divided by negative 4. Here we have a negative divided by a negative, same signs, so it's going to be positive. And 12 divided by 4, well, what times 4 gives me 12? 3 does. So it's a positive 3. The next one is a little bit trickier, I think. And for this, when you rewrite it, y 6 minus z negative 4, then divide by negative 2. And with your order of operations, you think division would come first, but really you have to do your subtraction because you want to divide this entire numerator by negative 2. So you have to figure out what that entire numerator is as one number first. So as you do this, subtraction, remember, subtraction, our big rule was add the opposite. So you would add the opposite. And so we get 6 plus 4, which is 10, divide by negative 2, negative or positive then negative, so our answer will be a negative because they're different signs. 10 divided by 2 is 5 because 5 times 2 is 10. So that's how you do your multiplication problems.